Hello and welcome to this 10-minute restorative routine for legs up the wall. My name is Joelle, and let's start today by getting into position. Come to lie on your back with your hips as close as you would like to the wall at a distance that feels comfortable for you, and then simply climb the feet up the wall. Take your time in getting there. This is meant to be a very relaxing practice. And our first position will be butterfly legs, so gently bring the soles of the feet together with the knees reaching out wide. And we'll be holding poses today for about a minute to a minute and a half. So take the time to find what feels right to you now. You can bring the heels of the feet lower or higher if you'd like. You can adjust how close your hips are to the wall. And you can experiment with where you'd like to place your hands, so perhaps alongside the body, or maybe what I'm doing here by resting the elbows on the ground and gently pressing the hands against the knees or the thighs. And as you relax into this gentle inversion, releasing any tension in the groin or inner thighs, start to take some deep breaths, either in and out through the nose, or perhaps in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. And with every exhale, consciously see if you can release a little bit of something you no longer need. That might be a little bit of physical tension, maybe some negativity or worry or fear. Just breathe and let go. As we move into our next posture, you might shift the hands to the outside of the knees to help them back in, and then press the heels back up along the wall into a more traditional legs up the wall pose. So maybe shimmy the legs a little bit before finding some stillness. And again, find a position of the hands that works best for you. The option I'm taking today is to bring the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the stomach so that you can really focus on your breath as the air fills the belly and brings oxygen throughout the body, and the heart distributes blood, keeping us alive and nourished. This legs up the wall posture is wonderful for so many reasons. It can help with swollen ankles or tired legs. It can help rebalance you whenever you're feeling stressed. It can help with pain in the lower back. And it's also just a good reminder that sometimes doing nothing can be exactly what our body needs. Wherever your hands are, bring them to rest alongside the body, and we'll move into a wall squat, bringing the soles of the feet onto the wall with the knees bent and sliding the feet away from each other. So it's as if we're literally squatting down, but in an inverted position against the wall. And this posture might feel quite intense for some of us who may have tight adductors or even tight hip flexors. I like to actually hold on to the knees or to the shins just to intensify even more and allow my body to melt just that little bit more. So we don't always need to be running somewhere or pushing things forward or tightening up. Sometimes we can benefit most by just being, just breathing, and just experiencing. So whatever comes up right now, let it come, and then let it go. ready to move on, you can press the knees back together, re-extend the legs, just give them a little bit of a shake to bring them back to life. And we'll come into our wall straddle by simply opening the legs out, choosing however wide or narrow you'd like your straddle to be. Maybe resting the hands on the inner thighs. Or if you'd like to try something different, you can also bend the elbows and bring the hands behind the head with the fingers interlaced to help open up through the chest and arms. And keeping the attention on the breath, maybe see if on an exhale you might wiggle the feet out, maybe 1 or 2 extra inches. We're not aiming for any particular shape here, we're just noticing where the body might allow us to go today and where we're able to relax for the next few rounds of deep breaths in and out. And now let's gently encourage the legs back up together, and we'll come into our wall pigeon. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, maybe with the help of the hands, either keeping the left leg straight or perhaps bringing the left foot a couple of inches lower to intensify the opening in that right hip. I like to press my right hand against my right thigh to help avoid the knee collapsing inwards. And this is another one that can be quite intense depending on how open our hips are. So settle in, find what works for you today. And now that we've been here for about a minute, let's release and try the other side. So crossing the left ankle over the right knee, maybe bringing the right heel down a couple of inches, and perhaps pressing into the left thigh with the left hand. You might take the opportunity here to notice whether one side felt more open than the other. And if that's the case, that is perfectly normal. Just get to know the little quirks and little differences in your own body and embrace them for whatever they are. Wonderful. Let's release and bend the knees slightly again to place the soles of the feet on the wall and press into the feet to lift the hips off the floor, squeezing the glutes. This is a wall-assisted bridge pose, and you might simply leave the hands on the floor, or you might use them to support the lower back. This is a great introductory pose to shoulder stand. It's gentler on the neck and on the upper back because we aren't placing quite so much weight on the shoulders as we do in traditional shoulder stand. And this is our last posture on the wall today, and I hope that this sequence has helped you feel more relaxed, perhaps even more playful as you maybe used the wall in a different way to what you've tried before. I invite you to stay as long as you'd like, maybe return to this video whenever you'd like a chance to release. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more 10-minute sequences because it really can make a difference to our bodies and minds, and sometimes that's all we've got. When you're ready, you can return to the floor, keep the eyes closed for a few more breaths. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.